Let's turn our attention to Jace Croucher. He is an avid baker, loves taking long drives, listening to loud music, and sewing. He is a student who is loving, accepting, and this reflects heavily in his speech tonight. Let's welcome to the stage Jace with his story, When I'm Someone.
I'll take you.
His friend in grade 6, Leia. When I told her, she asked me if I had any name ideas. I gave her a couple, like Daniel, or a lot more weirdly, Dice. She nicely told me that they sucked and didn't suit me at all. I said okay. She thought for a second before looking into my eyes and saying, Jace? When she did, I had an instant connection to the name. It was the one moment that changed everything for me. It was the start of the path that led to right here and right now, because I wouldn't be talking about it if I wasn't trans. Over the next few weeks, as I became more open with my new name, I found these small things. I'd smile when someone said Jace. Being called he felt liberating. Getting asked my pronouns and then being used without hesitation or judgment, it's a feeling I can't even describe. Commonly, my first haircut from my long, curly, and very poofy hair was a compromise cut. My mom thought I would regret a short one, so I got it cut a few inches. It really didn't look any different to me. So I eventually did convince her to let me cut it to a half-shaved side part with purple ends. I sat with my purple hair for a few months, and the obvious backlash told me people didn't like it at all. 11-year-old me naturally thought this was the end of the world. If even one person didn't like it, I couldn't have it anymore. But why does that matter? It was my hair, and I had to wear it, so it shouldn't have been a bother. You can say backlash is insecurity or just simply hate, but I think it's uneducated sometimes. When I say transgender, people automatically think of what is shown online. Oh, this trans person did what? That thing committed a crime? Most people see one bad thing about a group, and that's the opinion they have, indefinitely. I've been told more times than I can count on my fingers that I have a disease or an illness that needs to be cured. And the only cure I know is acceptance. Once you start accepting yourself, all you want to do is thrive. You use that motivation to keep going, rediscover yourself, and make something new out of you. I know what it feels like to be no one and to be nothing. But you will be something. Life feels like fireworks after coming out. Once you feel that first spark, there's no way you can let it fade. Look at those beautiful and bright colors and embrace them. Let absolutely no one tell you the darkness is better to hide in than being noticed. The light gave me somewhere to look to, like a guide, but it also gave me somewhere to be seen. With the light, though, you can also see the bad. It's overwhelming and, truthfully not all beautiful. It's messy and, a never-ending journey. It's self-discovery and it's learning. And as a man, you have to learn to become one. If you don't, they go, oh well, act like a man if you want to be one so bad. Or you'll never be a man acting like that. I can promise you, I'm not a wannabe. I want to be a boy, not you. You get pressured to pass, but you can't pass too well, you trick everyone. Be confident about your identity, but don't shove it in people's faces. Don't use the men's bathroom because you're not enough of one to be in there, but don't use the women's because you're too much of one. This list, it can go on, so there truly is no winning in this scenario. It's important to de-influence the trans experience since it doesn't solve all of your problems. You don't just figure out you're trans and that's it. There's so many steps that go into it, and I don't even know what step I'm on, but I know there's dozens of more steps and miles of pathway to walk. Throughout the 6.5 years I've been out of the closet, this is the most open I've been about it ever. When talking about this topic with one of my closest friends, Finn, She told me that from when she first met me to now, there's this massive difference. She told me that at first I was absolutely terrified about anyone knowing but my close circle of friends, though now I'm the opposite. I have the trans flag on my name on Instagram. I love openly answering questions, and I'm overall just so much more comfortable in myself. Not just mentally either, but I've got a sense of style that makes me feel confident, and I love that I break the stereotype of how trans people should dress. I'm lucky that I currently live in a place where it's not a crime to be me yet. But with the rapidly growing anti-trans/LGBTQ agenda in Alberta, I'll use my voice now more than ever to fight these ideologies. Starting in October 2024, there have been a couple major anti-trans policies that have been passed. 1, the Education Amendment Act that requires parental consent for pronouns and name changing in schools. 2, the Health Statutes Amendment Act that prohibits doctors from providing gender-affirming care to those under 16 and no longer allowing trans female athletes to play on women's sports teams. 3, last December, the Alberta government repeatedly invoked the non-withstanding clause to shield these bills from legal challenges as they violate the Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedom. Lastly, just 5 weeks ago, on April 15th, the Alberta government introduced a bathroom ban petition to legislature. This petition seeks to create cisgender-only washrooms and discriminate access based on sex. This petition also violates sections 15 and 28 of the Charter and the Alberta Human Rights Acts. I know the last thing my community wants is violence and the fight to keep our rights in this province. But despite everything, I would choose to be Jace in every single lifetime, as it has sparked my life to the fullest, beyond words.